Hi everyone, looks like I'm live. I'm gonna wait and see if anybody joins me. If you're here, go ahead and say something in the chat. Just getting things set up so I can see what's going on. Okay, so I just want to show you what we're making today. It is a mini gratitude journal, and you may have seen my Ranger ink video where I made some tie-dye papers. This is one of them that I made, and today I'm going to show you what to do with them. And so I'm gonna turn the camera down to my desk so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, hi Sharon, thanks for joining. Okay, so can you hear me okay? I just want to make sure. If you could put a thing in the chat. Oh. And it looks like my camera is frozen. Let me see if I can fix that. I'm just going to unplug this for a second. Okay, I think I'm connected now. All right. Now, can you see me moving this around? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first tell you what supplies we need, and then we're going to go ahead and do this. This is the back of the cover, and this is what it looks like, and we're going to end up making 10 pages. Okay, so the first thing you need is, as the base of the book for the covers, you need some chipboard cut to 4 by 6. So you need 2 pieces of those. And then we have our tie-dye paper here, and this is 8 by 10 inches. So you can use any paper, you don't have to use this specifically. I just wanted to show you what you could do with these. And then I have these 2 pages that go on the inside and front and back cover, and these are cut to 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. So you need 2 of those, and so you need, those are the printed papers you need. And for the inside of the book, thanks Sharon, I'm glad that you like my paper. So the inside of the book, we need 2 pieces cut to 6 by 11. Now I'm using, I think I'm using like 100-pound white cardstock, but you can use any paper that you have on hand, as long as it's at least 11 inches long. And you can even use typewriter paper, or I should say copy paper. Or you can use a thicker cardstock if you want to like paint in this. I'm using this just to write in, so there's no need to really do a lot of get a really heavy paper. So we need 2 pieces cut to 6 by 11. Okay, and then we need 2 pieces, or 3 pieces cut to 6 by 8.5. And I'm putting on my microphone because I forgot to do that. Okay, so we need 3 of these. And then as far as just the stuff to put it together, I'm using some Dina Wakley Media Ultra Thick Gel Medium. I have a palette knife to apply it, some Letterate double stick tape, and to stamp our cover we're going to need some jet black archival ink, and I'm using a Letterate Thank You stamp set. And for my work surface, what I have here is Ranger's silicone mat on top of Wendy Vecchi's Stay-tion. And the reason I'm doing that is when we're going to go ahead and score these papers to make the pages, and it has a grid on it, and we're going to use this to measure and score. And the silicone mat will be good so that it has some give to make a nice score line, and I'm using her Stylus tool to do that. Okay, so let's get started, and I'm going to start to do the scoring. So this is going to be our outside pages, and then the smaller ones are going to be the inside pages. Okay, so what I want to do is line this up on like one of these darker lines, and each of these grids are 1/4 inch. So I'm going to line that up, and my first score I want to make a 1/2 inch. So I'm taking my Wendy Vecchi magnetic ruler, and the magnet is so thick, so strong that even on the silicone mat it will stick to it. Okay, sorry for clearing my throat. Okay. Now I'm going to take the Stylus has 2 tips. There's like a tiny one and a little bigger. I'm going to use the one that's a little bit bigger. And so for my first score line is on this is going to be a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and make a good score. Be careful that you don't press too hard depending on your paper, because you could rip it. So that's something to be aware of. And now for the next score line, I have to go at 4 inches. So from the previous score line. So I'm moving it over to one of the thick lines, and then I can count 4 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put down my ruler, and we'll go ahead and score it. Okay, and then I'm going to do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And score it again. Okay, and before I fold these, I'm going to just put it aside, and I'm going to repeat on this. This is going to be the same measurement, and after the video is done, I'll put this in the description box so that you can go ahead and do that. Okay, so we're going to do 1/2 inch. Yeah, Sharon, this ruler is really great. Move it over. And then go over 4 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just checking. And then again, 1, 2, 3, 4. that aside. And now these pages are next, and this one, for this one, we need to make 2 score lines. Okay. And I can't remember if I said that, but this is 6 by 8.5, just so you know. So on this one, we are going to score at a 1/2 inch again. I'm just lining it up here. These 1/2 inch sections are just little tabs where we're going to end up gluing these pages together to make the pages in the book. And then we need 1, 2, 3, 4, and we just need one more at 4 inches past the first score line. Okay, so that's that one. And I have 2 more to do. Half inch, move it over, and 4 inches. Oh, hi, Jackie. Thanks for tuning in. And then at 4 inches, and one more. Thanks, Jack. Okay. Jackie said she loves the colors. I love bright, vibrant colors. So now I'm doing it at 1/2 inch again, and then at 4 inches. I'll move it over to the solid line. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how easy it is to measure and score using this method? It's really great. Okay, now that's done. Put that aside, and actually I'm gonna get our craft scraper to help me make crisper folds. So I'm going to gather this, and I don't know if you can see the score line there. Not really that great, but so I have the piece right here that's it ends up being like 2 inches or so. And what I want to do is I want to make a valley fold. Okay, and then I'm going to just use this to make a crisp fold. And now I'm going to take the next one and do a mountain fold. It's called a mountain fold because it looks like a mountain, and this looks like a valley. Okay. And then we have our 1/2 inch over here, and I'm going to make a valley. And you'll see how, so this end is going to go into the underneath this little flap in the book, and you're going to start to see how we form our pages. So the next one are the inside pages. Okay, and so I have my 4-inch side here. You can't see the folds, and I'm going to make, it's going to get attached here, so I'm going to go ahead and make a mountain fold. And then the next 1/2 inch fold is going to be a valley fold. I'm going to try to do this fast. Okay, so, and then we're going to glue this in here like so. You can start to see something's happening here. And again, we take our next piece and we want to do our mountain fold with the 4-inch side facing us, and then again a valley fold. Okay, see how they're sitting together? Okay, and now we have our last inside page. Again, mountain fold and a valley fold on the 1/2 inch. Now you can probably put as many pages as you want to do this, but since I kind of made the size of this book to go with the size of my papers, really, you can make this you can do any size you want, but this is a nice book that you can put into your purse. Okay, and now I have the other outside page. This is the last one. So I am, and actually, yes, okay. This one, I didn't really need to make a 1/2 inch here because I'm going to put it in there, and let's see. And then I'm just going to fold it, and I might have, okay, so I didn't need this 1/2 inch for my second one, so I'm going to cut this off. Let me make sure, okay, see these are all the same height, but this is too high. And I don't need two folded pieces, so I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch off of this. And let me get my trimmer out. Okay. That was a quick fix. Live TV. That's what happens. Okay. So now let me get back. Okay, so now this is a mountain, and then the last one is a valley. Okay. Jackie, you definitely can make this. Anybody can make this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is put this all together. And for this, I am going to use the Letterate tape. So just be warned, this is a very sticky tape. So, which is perfect for this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a strip of tape on this side. And just before I do that, I just want to put these all together to make sure that this is going to work. And that looks pretty good. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay. So I'm going to start from the back and go forward. That's true, Sharon. Live is better because it shows you how to fix things when you make a mistake. I'm so used to doing videos that are pretty where I can stop it and redo it. But I'm doing this so that I could get used to doing a live video and show you what you do when you make mistakes. That's so true. Okay. So, and the great thing about this silicone mat is I'm kind of cutting it on the mat, and it's non-stick, so I can pull off this tape. I think I'm going to move these out of the way until I get to them. Okay, so I want to put it like close to the edge, but not totally to the edge of the fold. Okay, and so it's a little longer, so I'm going to go ahead and trim it. So and then pull off the liner. And this is another thing that's tricky about this tape. Once it's warm, if you play with it too much, the liner is a little hard to get started. So try not to like touch it too much as when you're getting it ready. And now I am going to stick this on like so. Got it. Okay, we have our first piece. Now we're going to go ahead and do it on this one. Okay. And actually, if I wanted to be really smart, I could use my mat to measure 6 inches. On. And if you end up going crooked with your tape, you can always cut it and fix it. So I got a little excess over here. If you cut it from the back, you have a better look at it to do. Okay. That. So when I made my first book, see, it's sticky. I didn't get it on there that great. I better not talk when I do this. I'm just okay. Now I have that one. And I'm trying to go a little fast here. I would probably be a little more careful when I'm doing this because I'm a fuss budget. Jackie and Sharon know that all too well. That one on there good. I should really be using like a craft pick to get this off, but I don't have one handy. I just redid my studio and I really haven't been working in it that much, so I'm finding that some of the stuff that I use I don't really have on hand, and I have to start to get that better. Okay, that's good. And last one. crooked with that one. There's a little piece hanging off and cut it. And get that one good. Okay, so now we're all glued together. I'm going to go ahead and give this a nice, good crunch. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is we're going to be working with this. We're going to attach this into the book as is, and we're going to be using the gel medium, and to keep the pages from flipping all around while we're doing this, I'm putting these binder clips just to hold it in place so that when we glue it in, it'll be easier to handle. Okay, I'm going to put this aside, and now I'm going to put the book together. This is the fun part. Thanks for bearing with me with gluing all those things together. Okay, so this is going to be the front, so we're going to want to flip. I want to use that because it's brighter, so I'm flipping it over, and then what you want to do, I'm just going to place this on here, and what I want to get this mat out of the way for our gluing and just go down to the craft sheet. I feel like that's a better surface to glue. Okay, so you want to, what we're going to do is we're going to end up wrapping the edges around here, but I want to look where I'm going to place everything because I want to make sure I have enough room for my binding here. So you want to have a little bit of space right there for your binding. Okay, so, and I'm kind of just eyeballing it here, and what I'm going to do is once I have this where I want it, I'm going to take a pencil and I'm just going to trace around the chipboard because I'm going to pick this up to glue, and I want to know where to put it down. So, as you can see, I have my lines where I'm going to glue that back down. And now I'm going to take the gel medium. This is a ultra thick gel that's a great glue for this. And I just want you to be aware that this is water-based, and this was sprayed using dye ink sprays, so it's going to reactivate the ink a little bit, so you don't want to go real heavy with the glue. Okay, so oh yeah, these I'm not paying attention to your comments, ladies, but Jackie said that these would make great gifts. Yeah, this would be a great co-worker gift. So I'm spreading this on. I'm getting it from using the back of the palette knife. And you could use a brush, but it's so much easier. A palette knife is just so much easier to clean. So that's why I'm using, I'm getting this a little bit all over. Just be mindful where you're getting the glue, because and you really just need a thin coat. You don't want it to go too thick. And this, you know, if you have a lot of pattern papers laying around, this is a good way to use them up. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and put this back where I had it. And I don't know why I just turned that over. It doesn't matter what side you put the glue on. Okay. And I like these palette knives are flexible, so I can go back and forth with it. Okay, that one's done. I'll stick this on there. Okay. And I'm just letting this kind of adhere a second. And then the next thing I want to do is I'm going to trim the edges so that we can fold it over. So for the spine, I'm going to go ahead and just cut where up to the chipboard, because I'm going to tuck that in. And then I'm going to do, what I'm going to do is, to make a neat corner, there's different ways you could do this. I'm just going to cut like it, add a little bit of a angle here from the ends, just right up to the chipboard, so that when we fold it over, you're going to get a nice edge. I'm going to do that at all the corners. And you're going to go as close as to the chipboard as it lets you. Okay, and now and the reason that I you might think, well, why did you do that here? Make the little cuts. The reason I'm doing that is when I made the book the first time and I didn't cut it here, the spine will give a little easier if it's not attached to the edges. So that's why I'm doing that. Okay, so now I'm just trying to remember if I glued in the pages first or if yes. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and glue in the pages. And this is where this is going to help you because it will get a little messy. And for this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the Letterate tape again. Let me get this out of the way, and I have a little glue. I'm going to wipe that up. And I'm going to put some at the edge here. Find my scissors. There they are. And then I'm going to put some, not quite to the end, but almost. Same for this side. Let's bring this back. And we'll do this side first. Take off the liner. Oops, I need to trim this one a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to match the fold to the edge of the chipboard here. Oops. And make sure I get it even. This is a little tricky to get it just so. Did a pretty good job of that. Okay. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and tape these edges down too. Oh, and I think I'm remembering why I didn't tape on here, because it's not a good surface. So let's see if we could get this to work. That's why I use the gel medium, because it doesn't work. I remember why I didn't do that the first time. Okay, we're gonna go go ahead. How wide of a tape do you like? So I like, I think this is like a 1/2 inch. I think that's a perfect size usually. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue that down right now. Or I'm not sure if that's a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch. Let's see. It's like a 1/4 inch tape. So gonna glue that down, and now I'm gonna take the tape off of here. I gotta get used to reading the comments. I'm sorry if I'm ignoring you. Okay. Right, and now go ahead and glue this down, and I'm trying to match the chipboard. The fold. Okay. Could got a little bit better. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to match it up this way. Better. All right, now this is where your it's going to come in handy that you did this, and actually I need something to prop that up a little bit because I don't want my, now I'm going to glue these pages down. Okay. You like my little device there? Okay, so I want to have, so when I put this down, I want these to go first. And this is where you have to be a little careful. Okay, I'm wiping up this glue as I go because I don't want it to get all over the place. And remember to put the glue on the back of the knife. That will help. And you can also take your craft scraper and kind of help you like make a nice crisp fold over there. And actually, if I wanted to be fussy, I probably should have done this next. So that's what I'm going to do. And I see that I'm close to the edge here. I'm going to come back and cut a little bit off. Then I'm going to go ahead and stick that down. I'll go ahead and use my scraper. And we're going to put this piece on top of this, so don't worry that it's not totally down yet. It'll get there. Now let's do this side. Okay, so I want to do the same thing I did on this side. I'm going to put the two insides down for the two sides and then the other one next. Seeing that I need to trim that a little bit. Getting some. I got some glue coming out. I can use it, but I just don't want these pages to get gluey. Do this. Wipe off the excess and trim it a little bit over here. Sharon, I don't think you can use a glue stick for this. I don't think it's strong enough. This paper, so if you were using just regular paper, but this is cotton watercolor paper, and it's has a texture to it, and a glue stick might not work as well. Okay. Looks like my pages won't fall totally over, hopefully. So I get that out of the way. And I saw Jackie said it's less messy when you use a knife, and that's so true. And that because sometimes, like, if you could use a brush, but it's so hard to clean. I'm all about like keeping things easy cleanup because I have trouble doing that. It's sometimes the mess that I make after I'm crafting. I can't believe, like, how could it get so bad, you know? So anything that makes easy cleanup is perfect. Okay, so now we're ready to put the inside covers on, and I'm gonna take a look at what I want to be my front versus my back, because you have the option. Oh, I think I like that better. Okay. So what do you guys think? Do you like this better? This side? I think I like this side. Let me know in the comments. Okay. So now I'm just folding my spine here. All right. I'm going to put this back here. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and decide how we want the insides of our book to go. Like, do I want it going this way or that way? And you're not going to see them at the same time. So, but you know what? I think I liked it like this. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna glue them down like this. So And this is a little wrinkly, and this wet glue is going to help flatten it out too. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on here. And all depending on your climate is how long this is going to take to dry. Sharon can tell you that one. I'm here in New Jersey and it's pretty humid. And as a matter of fact, it's raining today. Thank God it's not snow. I'm kind of sick of snow. That's nice. And I hope this is the way I said I liked it. It is now. So what I want to do is put it close to the fold. But then you'll have a border around the edges here. I'm going to clean up that little glue I have because it takes a second to knock into it. How many times have you had something wet and put your project right into or touched it? And I'm using the craft scraper again to just burnish this down like so. Let me bring that closer so that you can see. Oh, and my ink pad came with me. Okay. All right. This is starting to come up. But I'm going to go ahead and maybe I didn't put enough glue. See, that proves, Sharon, that a glue stick will not work with this paper. Regular paper, yes, probably it may. But when I'm making a book, I always like to use the heaviest glue that I have available. This way it won't come apart. Okay, and now I'm gonna go ahead and do this one. And we're almost done. Thanks for sticking in. I hope that wasn't too boring because I'm mostly just gluing stuff. But if you want to see the fun part, you can watch the video of how I made these backgrounds on Ranger ink. When I'm done, I'm going to put a link in the description box, so in case you missed it, you can watch it, because that's really the fun part. When you make these backgrounds, you can use any kind of ink sprays, and tie-dye is like back in full swing, and it's a lot of fun. Very messy, but a lot of fun. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and stick that in there like so. Press it down and go ahead and burnish it to make it stick. And our book is made. There you go. And I don't want to close these pages. I'm going to put some, because it's wet, so I'm just going to put some cardstock in between, because the ink might transfer. I mean, that's okay too, but so now we have our book, and I'm just kind of making the spine burnished. nice spine. And I said this was my front, right? And now we're going to stamp on top of this, and let me move this up. And to keep it closed while I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and put another clip here, like so. And I'm going to take these clips out now because I can't stamp. I don't have a good surface. Let me take this off. Thanks, Jackie. All right. I think that'll be good enough. All right, so since it's a gratitude journal, I'm using these beautiful Letterate stamps designed by Taylor Huizinga. She has the most beautiful handwriting. These are all handwritten stamps. Let me just show you what it looks like. These were all hand done by her. So, and I'm going to ink up with some jet black Archival. Yes, you could ink the pages, Sharon. You can do whatever you want on the inside. Okay, so I think this will look nice right here. What do you guys think? And I can see that I need a little more ink on my stamp. And I know I'm not going to get a clear impression, so I have a trick for that too. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stamp. It just fits. And I'm going to make sure I press down pretty hard. Okay. And okay, that didn't come out really as good as I thought it was going to. Let's go ahead. Put it back on. I have to get that N. And I just need a little bit to show because I'm going to fix it. I'll show you how. All right, so get the R, and I'm wondering if because it's like wet. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a Sharpie and I'm gonna fix it. And see, you don't even know that I didn't do a great stamping job. Or you can leave it. Some people like the grungy look, but I like it filled in. Okay, and this R is going to be kind of hard, but I'm going for it. Okay, I think that kind of does the job. And then I have this last little word for. I'm gonna stamp it over here. And I can tell like this isn't in a good spot. So let's see if this, oh, that came out really good. Okay. So grateful for. And so on my last one, I made an arrow, but the only reason I made an arrow is I wanted to make dots and it didn't come out right. So I'm just going to make some dots this time because I started to make an arrow with a dotted arrow and that didn't work out. So I'm just going to go grateful for ... And then, see? And that's it. Yeah, Jackie, this would be great to use as a little journal for one of your classes. I can give you one, or you can go ahead and make one yourself. Okay, so there you have it. We have our book. I'm going to undo this for a second. We have our pages in there. And so that you can just write in it whatever you want. You can decorate it, and that's it. So I hope you'll give it a try, and like I said in the beginning, I'm going to put a full supply list and a link to the video of how I made the cover pages. And I wanted to thank you for taking the time to join me. Let me go back to me. Okay, so that was my first live, and now I think I have the courage to do some more. That was kind of fun. I hope you enjoyed it too, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.